Hi guys, welcome to Filmish Foods, where I try foods from your favorite films and TV shows. On today's episode, we'll be making ramdan from the film Parasite. We'll be using a recipe from Jinju at kimchimari.com, and I've included the link for that down below. At the end of the video, I will give you my review of the dish, and I'll be trying it with another person so that they can give you their thoughts as well. So ramdan or Jjapaguri is a combination of Jjapaguri and spicy udon. If you've seen the movie Parasite, then you probably will recognize this dish. So while the rich Park family is out on their camping trip, the Kim family is making themselves comfortable in the house that they are usually employees in. However, it starts to rain and Miss Park calls the house to let Miss Kim know that they'll be home soon. Da-song, the Park's son, needs to be cheered up. So Miss Park requests to have ramdan with sirloin ready for him as soon as they walk in the door. Now, the scene is pretty chaotic as the Kims are struggling and rushing to get the house back in order and hide, all while Mrs. Kim is trying to figure out how to make ramdan. One thing that's interesting about the dish in this movie is that Miss Kim is making this dish for a child, but yet ramdan itself is not good enough. Sirloin and expensive meat needs to be added on top of it to glamorize what is considered a cheap dish so that it will be good enough for this kid. How do you even make ramdan? According to the recipe, this is a very easy dish to make. It takes about 15 minutes and it will serve 2 people. But first, we have to collect our ingredients. So when you get to H Mart for this recipe, you're going to need to grab some scallions. Struggling a bit with the bag. And then you're going to need about 4 ounces of meat, cooking sweet rice wine, some sesame oil, and then you'll head to the ramen aisle to get Jjapaguri and Jjapaguri. That's it. You can head back home. So to make this, you're going to get a pot of water and add 6 cups. Chop up your onion. Chop up your meat into cubes. I'm not comfortable with meat. I usually eat vegetarian, so I was not sure how to cut this. Very uncomfortable if you can't tell. Yeah, and put that into a bowl, and then you can season it with the rice wine. I had no idea how much to add. That is not included in the recipe. Same with the sesame oil, so I'm a little nervous about adding it. Pepper. And some salt. Then you can put your pan on the stove and get cooking your meat. Add the Jjapaguri to the boiling water. I was struggling so much with the bag. And so my boyfriend was trying to open it and I started panicking thinking that, I don't know, the boiling water was going to run out. So I was like, let me hurry up and show them the Jjapaguri bag so I can add it. And then we realized it just tears. But yeah, add both packets of noodles to the water. Add the Jjapaguri flakes, the vegetable flakes, as well as the Jjapaguri vegetable flakes. They're little fox faces, which is kind of cute. Add the Jjapaguri seasoning. Only half of the Jjapaguri seasoning. You're going to mix everything up and turn down the water so that it's only simmering. And then you'll stir that every now and then, and you'll keep it cooking until there's no more broth. It's just sauce. So once I was finished with that, I plated it and set it down so that we could start eating. My cat was quite intrigued. And there's the dish. So my boyfriend and I sat down for our taste test, and then it was time to ask him the question. So what would you rate this out of 5? And 4?
4.
Nice. I'll give it a 4 also. I think that since I don't really cook a lot of meat, I used to be a vegetarian, and I never use like cooking wine or like sesame oil to season. I don't really know how to use that to season meat. But I really like the taste of the noodles. I was gonna say the noodles.
Yeah.
I really like the taste of the noodles a lot. I've never had either kind. I haven't had chapaguri, chapaghetti, and niyoguri. It's really good. Highly recommend, honestly. It's very thick, and I like the sauce. And it tastes good with the meat. All right, you heard it here, folks. Both myself and Tom, the first member of the Filmish Foods Totally Unbiased Tasting Committee, have both rated the dish a 4 out of 5. Now, this is a super easy dish to make, and it was really, really tasty, so I highly recommend it to, honestly, anybody that likes the texture of thick ramen noodles without broth and with meat. It's really easy to make. It serves 2 people. It's very inexpensive aside from the meat, but I mean, honestly, you don't have to put meat in there. You can put whatever you want. The only thing that I wish was a little bit different about the recipe, and I hate that I'm gonna say this, is that I wish that there were measurements for the seasoning that I added to the meat. Whenever I follow a recipe and it tells me to put like half a teaspoon of pepper or a measurement for the seasoning, I usually do not listen to it because I'm a person that can just season and know what I'm doing. However, I have never ever cooked or seasoned anything with rice wine or sesame oil, so I had no idea how much to use. And maybe the dish would have tasted better if I had a rough idea of how much I was supposed to add. So yeah, maybe it's just me, but I think that my dish might have come out a little bit better if I had a rough idea of how much Jinju was adding to her dish. Yeah, I highly recommend that you guys try out this recipe. I also highly recommend that you check out kimchimari.com. The link again is down below, and try out this recipe. I would love to know how it comes out, so feel free to tell me how it went in the comments below. Thank you for watching. See you next week.